What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of The Broke Boys. I'm Martin.
I'm DJ.
And today we got a special guest. Please introduce yourself to everybody.
Hey, what's up, guys? Louis Gonzalez, a.k.a. Inside the Pod with Lou, with Inside the Pod with Lou podcast.
Perfect. Thank you for being out here, man. Thank you for coming. I know it's a long drive.
Yeah, no, it wasn't too bad today. I was at work, so...
Okay.
And then I had a couple things that we just aligned, and we're here, you know?
Yeah, hell
So it's
yeah.
cool.
Well, before we continue this episode, let's go ahead and let's roll that intro.
We them broke boys from the hood. We on them missions understood. Won't catch us lacking, we that good. We always winning like we should. We flying high, we butterfly up to the sky. No way you catching us goodbye. Pray to God we make it out alive.
I know you always do a Bible verse before you start your episode, and I'm going to respect that. So please, whatever you want.
Awesome. Well, my phone's there, so I'm not going to do today's Bible verse, but usually I get the daily Bible verse from the Bible app. So everyone out there, if it gives random verses, and I think it's a way, if you don't read the Bible, you can kind of get that verse, right?
Right.
But I'll go with my go-to on the podcast is Isaiah 60:22. When the time is right, the Lord will make it happen, and I believe our timing is good today. So we're here on the podcast, and hopefully it goes good, man. It's the first time being a guest, and I'm honored. Thank you guys for having me.
Oh, we're
Absolutely.
honored to have you, bro. And thank you again for having me on your platform. I loved it. And just a wonderful experience, man. You're such a nice person, a humbling person. And I do respect everything that you do and all the work that you do. It doesn't go unnoticed. I see everything that you've been doing, all the hard work. And, you know, you're just a beast, bro. You're doing it.
Yeah, no, thank you, bro. I appreciate that. At first, I got to give all the glory and praise to my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ for sure. But Inside the Pod with Lou wouldn't be what it is today, or the podcast for sure, without my wife Alyssa. So I got to give her a shout out.
Huge shout out.
Editor, wife, chief, head of the household, you know, everything. So I just got to give her a shout out to my children and all the supporters, bro, that have helped us out and just followed us. And it's been an honor, you know. It's been a great. Big blessing, you know.
Absolutely.
It takes a team to make the dream work, right?
For sure.
Oh, it
I can tell you
definitely
guys that, dude. Right now, I'll be honest. Like, when you get your partner and you know, like you're good, bro. And it does take a strong woman, and it takes a team. Like you said it yourself, it takes a team to win, you know. And I think that's why Inside the Pod with Lou is in 2026. We just a lot of great things, hopefully coming, you know.
Right. And speaking about Inside the Pod with Lou, when did you actually first start the podcast?
So it's kind of funny, bro. Like, Inside the Pod with Lou kind of was first thought of in 2019.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I was working prior in my prior life. I was a correction officer, and I was working in the county jail, and I was working the floor one day, and everyone always says, "Bro, how you gonna have a podcast? You talk too much," you know. And it's funny because now I'm the guest, and I can talk, right?
Right.
And so I just was like, "Hey, I want to talk about," you know. At the time, I wanted to present stories of the mindset of an officer, you know.
Right.
I grew up in a small town, bro, Mendota. I talk about all the time. I live in Faribault right now. Shout out to everyone out there too. Everyone knows Faribault as Josh Allen country.
Yeah.
And so I feel like us being from a small area, we only know certain things. So when I got exposed to that life, bro, it was just complete shock, right?
Yeah.
So anyways, I wanted to talk about it, and I wanted people to understand, like, hey, you're from a small town, you're Mexican, you're this, you're that. And I wanted to bring on not only officers, I wanted to bring on cops, I wanted to bring on detectives, but then I wanted to bring on the inmate population. I wanted to bring on people that have been on that side, and I wanted to spin it more of like in a positive way. You know,
Right.
I wanted to kind of, like I have told you guys prior, I won't really say the name, but we talked about it off camera.
Yeah.
I wanted to bring that person on, and I wanted to really highlight the fact that, hey, you got in trouble, but look what you're doing now, and it's positive, you know?
Yeah.
And then obviously in the world we're in, not talking bad about anybody out there, it's just a lot of politics, involved in things, you know? So you just got to be very careful, very mindful.
Right. I think it is very important to at least shine a light and allow people who have been incarcerated and things of that sort to at least have a voice. The struggles that they go through after, you know, getting out, you know, trying to prove their innocence. Some people just...
And some people
have
can't
an
figure it out,
opportunity.
can't figure out how to leave the life to find something better. And like you said, that guest would have been a great representation because he switched something negative into a positive.
Exactly.
Yeah, and like I said, you just... Back to my favorite Bible verse, you know.
Yeah.
I believe now, like, what's gonna come to me is just gonna come to me.
Yeah,
Right.
I don't have to go out and force it. I don't have to go out and, you know, reach for it. It's gonna come, and it's gonna come in the right time. You know?
Yeah.
Exactly.
And obviously, as we get into this podcast more, I kind of give that testimony of like talking about the timing and faith, trust. I mean, there's a lot that kind of, that was why I kind of reached out to you initially, because I was like, hey, you know what? And people were like, well, put it on your platform. But it's like, I think that's what me and you initially, when we talk, and I hadn't met you yet. So I met Broke Boy, not Broke Boy. Right? And so then I was like, hey, we just discussed trying to help each other out, and we're all new to the community.
Right.
And this is a small community, influencers, one, but especially podcasters, man. Like, I think people have a perception of what we do, and they don't really know. Respectfully,
Respectfully.
but it's a lot, bro. It takes a lot to do a podcast. This is the fun part.
Oh
This
yeah,
is the
fun part,
the easiest part.
this is the easiest part.
Man.
And I know you saw setting up and doing all this stuff.
I felt. I'm gonna be honest. I was like, oh, it feels good to just kind of not have to worry about that.
You don't got to set up shop this time. It's all done for you. That's right. That's right.
Yeah, no, we get it. We understand. And like I told you too, I come from that perspective of like, I understand what you're doing. And sometimes the frustration and your work does not go unseen, bro. Like it shows everything that comes like with hardship and trying to figure things out always end up in a beautiful result. And I see the beautiful result.
Yeah, no. 100%.
So I completely understand with the stress. I understand with the hard work and trying to figure things out. And you're doing it, man. So completely blessed seeing everything that you have accomplished. So take me back to the beginning. What was the initial start of like, I'm gonna buy the equipment, I'm gonna do it, I'm just gonna full-fledged jump into it?
All right. So funny thing is, like, I was working at the time at Good Guys at Tire and Auto, and I wasn't the manager yet. I was just a service advisor, bro. So back to God's timing, right? I'll give you guys a little bit prior. So like, I had left the sheriff department December 22, trying to figure things out. Went through the 2023, just like really just having no idea what to do, like kind of just like trying to figure it out, because you had 10 plus years of doing a certain thing. And so 2023, I went back to a place called Tomatech. It's a tomato plant out there in our area. A lot of people work there. Nothing against Tomatech at all. It's a great job, could be a great career. But I just hadn't been there since college, And I went back in there and it didn't work, So then I went on unemployment, and then unemployment ran out. And then I got a call from a buddy of mine. And mind you, I worked 10 plus years in law enforcement. So I never done sales, but back to talking, a buddy of mine saw that, hey, you have potential to probably, but I knew nothing about cars, bro.
Right.
And so I went to Good Guys, Tire and Auto, started off as a service advisor, promoted to assistant manager. Now I'm the manager. Long story short about all this, I ended up going back to Good Guys last week. So if you guys need tires, you guys have oil, car service needs, I got to throw that out there. Good Guys, Tire and Auto off of Herndon and Brawley, 6784 North Brawley. But I know a little promo right there. But
Hey, it's okay.
I started back there, bro. And so long story short, the manager prior was starting to do like videos on TikTok. And they were like motivational. And then this is when like the live started getting lives. Like, people go on live, and they were barely getting there, They weren't the battles yet, and they weren't as crazy. It was just like people were just going on there just talking to camera. And so my buddy started doing videos, and then he started going doing lives. And then one day he's like, hey, I want to do a conversation with you. And I was like, I would be cool to do it, but like we don't, like, we talk about God or we have our conversations, but it's different because your audience is different. Your message is different to your audience.
Right.
I'm not saying the message was not good or bad. It's just me coming in, it didn't really align back to alignment, And so long story short, he kind of like, I remember talking about wanting to do Inside the Pablo for a long time. And then, but I just couldn't get in front of a camera. I was just like, and so I started doing little like skits. And it's funny because I started doing like skits about my past career. I was in law enforcement. So I did some like skits about that, motivational, like just, and then from there I was like, I want to do a podcast. And then I was like, but I gotta think of a name. And then I did a fast, bro. So they, how they did the, for the Catholics, and not about religion, but they do the, what is it?
The Lent.
The Lent. And so you give it up for 40 days. And so at the time, I never hear God's voice audibly, or sorry, the word, audio. And it's just, I felt something in me, just be like, hey, give it up. And I'm more like, if you would go off of like the religion, more like Christian, you know? And so I was like, you know what, I'm going to do it. I gave up social media. And mind you, I was kind of growing and getting to push it there. And I was like, the videos are, they're not getting crazy views, but they were,
Right.
you know, they're getting
getting some
okay.
kind of traction, yeah.
And people started like, hey, when are you gonna do the podcast? When are you gonna do the podcast? And then
Yeah.
thought of the name Inside the Pod with Lou. I was gonna initially do it in my garage, bro. Like
Right.
I had the little mics that we were showing on earlier,
Yeah,
and I
yeah.
think those are from TikTok, so they weren't even as like. And I was gonna do it in the garage. I was gonna have like a little backdrop.
Right.
Yeah.
And my wife's like, "You're not gonna do it in the garage." Like, so then I feel kind of bad. So sorry to her and my sister. I took over their room. They had like a little. So they have a business. I'm gonna give them a shout out to Bougie Mamas, right? If you have hats or any needs for your shirts, and I started taking over their room, bro. And then you've been there, and it just
Yeah.
kind of turned into what
The
it's turned
studio.
into.
Yeah.
And then initially, like when you talk about how Inside the Pod with Lou were created, like. I wanted to bring everybody on, bro. Like I wanted to make it like, but then it's too much.
Gotcha.
Like when you try to get everybody.
Yeah.
So like, you once people start saying yes, because initially like, okay, I wanted to do law enforcement.
Right.
So you reach out to certain. If you're active law enforcement, respectfully, you're not gonna come on, bro.
Yeah.
It's very, very.
Yeah.
Not
Yeah.
saying it's not gonna happen because some people have.
Yeah.
But it's very less likely.
Yes.
Yeah.
And the thing is, I think when people think of a podcast, like we're sitting here, they think they're gonna be asked something that's gonna be out of the ordinary.
Right.
And like when I told you guys, just run the podcast. Like
Yeah.
I usually set it up different when we do
Yeah.
mine, but I was like, I've never been a guest on it. I'm not gonna dictate how it goes. I'm just
Right.
gonna go and be myself and
Let
we're
it
gonna
be
talk.
natural, yeah.
And so I think when people are coming on, they're thinking, well, what's he gonna ask? And as a law enforcement officer, bro, you're always gonna be like not 100% comfortable when you're being told
You
something
gotta
you don't know
be
what's
standing
coming.
on your 10 toes.
And so I
you know?
feel like it just wasn't ever. So I was reaching out to everybody. Hey, you want to come on? Hey, you want to come on? Hey, you want to come on?
Right.
And then now we kind of found our niche. We do more of sports, so like high school sports, college sports, the fight game. So we do shout out to 559 Fights. We do boxing when it does it. Wrestling, we got a CIF pass, so we cover, like I said, the different sports. We started with football. Right now we're in the wrestling and basketball season, and then we're going to cover the baseball. So that's kind of how it's going.
Yeah.
But Inside the Pod with Lou just started as wanted to do what we're doing right here and just
Right.
kind of have a conversation.
Yeah.
Right.
And it formed and it built and it created.
And it
took
just
on.
continues to like evolve. Like
Yeah.
you really don't. I mean, talking on yours when we drop yours, good about timing. We talked about how Broke Boys became Broke Boys, and look where you started to where you guys are at. So got to give you guys your flowers, bro. Like we haven't even hit a year.
Right.
April's gonna be a year,
Right.
technically. And I was telling you guys,
You've
really,
accomplished way more than what I did. in
really
one year.
July,
In the first
bro. If
year.
you think about it, but really as podcasting, April. But you guys have been 3 years doing this now, bro, and the consistency that it does take. And I think, like I talked about, once again, respectfully, people don't know what it takes to get a podcast out, bro.
Yeah.
To just get one episode.
Not only that, but people don't know what it takes to keep yourself grounded when trying to get to where you want to be at.
Right.
Trying to figure out, okay, what is successful in running a podcast? What is that goal that you're trying to reach? Right. And I mean, it's hard. It's hard enough.
It's hard. And you know what? Like, I don't mean to talk shit. But it's hard when you get people that are like, oh, I wanted to do a podcast. Oh, I want to do this. I want to do that. Right. And you're just there like, yeah, like I'll entertain the conversation.
Yeah.
And you tell them, they're like, well, how do you do it? How do you do this? How do you do that?
Right.
And, I'm pleasant enough to be like explaining it and I'll do it. And then sometimes they'll be like, can I go, and see like behind the scenes, how you do it? I want to do it like how you do it. And, I tell them like, hey, respectfully, like I love what I do and I would love to show you,
Right.
but because of like the guests, the situation with the studio, like
Right.
I don't think it would be appropriate for me to bring you on. And then they start turning like, wow, you big shot now. Like,
Right.
oh,
I think another thing is like, it's not how somebody else does it. Be original.
Yeah.
Because the moment you start something and you try and create something based off what somebody already else has, it's not going
Right.
to feel right. It's not going to feel genuine. It's not going to feel authentic. And it'll be obvious. Like, I don't know if you saw, but some YouTube creators are trying to kind of rub off of what Mr. Beast was doing on his YouTube videos.
Yeah.
And so they were trying to do it. And people were like, well, why isn't Mr. Beast trying to cancel them? Like, why? He's like, I'll let them do it. Because at the end of the day, people know who I am. They see the influence. I'll let it happen.
yeah.
But I just feel like save yourself the time and the hassle and just make something genuine for you. Make make an audience of your own, because you're going to be more proud of it when you
Right.
start it out. But
Yeah, and I tell everybody, it's like what I'm doing, I'm still learning. I don't have it perfected. I don't have nothing.
Yeah.
But I also learned from a lot of my mistakes. I learned from a lot of, hey, there would be times where we'd be full recording an episode and the audio isn't even recording,
Yep.
or we have everything recording and then the camera dies or something like that.
Oh, man.
But that's like, again, you have to learn from the mistakes in order to evolve and gain all that.
Right.
And there's some people that are nice and be like, oh, okay, like let it be. And there's other people who are like, but like you learn from your mistakes, so let me learn from the stuff that you didn't do, so that way I avoid it.
Yeah.
And it's just like, it has nothing to do with that. It's just that you have to figure it out on your own.
Yes.
Kind of like how everybody kind of did it. And
Exactly.
there's ways that I can help you,
Right.
but I can't give you a complete playbook, because even if I give it to you,
Right.
what if it doesn't work?
The mama bird got to kick the baby bird out the nest to learn to fly, but that's just how it is.
Mm-hmm.
That's just how it is. Did you ever have an experience like that where somebody
What?
was like, "Oh, bro, how do you do it?" Like wanting to learn the insides of it.
Oh yeah, no, bro. I'm telling you, like I get told I have certain people that like I call it like a board, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So you have the one friend that calls and is gonna tell you this. Like they want to give you all the constructive criticism,
Right.
but without knowing what it takes to be constructive. You know, like what gets put into it.
Yeah.
And so I try to take it in now. Like I listen, but honestly, between us, bro, like I really like don't listen to nobody that is not walking our footsteps, because
Right.
they don't
Exactly.
understand
Right.
anyway.
Right. It's a waste of
Like
conversation
my father,
sometimes.
respectfully, I love my father. You know,
Yeah, yeah.
he's old school. He's not gonna understand. Like he just wants you to work the 40 hours a week.
Right.
The 2 weeks you're gonna get paid. You know,
Right.
a consistent check. You know, like
Right.
support your family. Do this as a hobby. And don't get me wrong. Like I think right now this is what it is. It's a really fun hobby.
Yeah.
But I personally think that if you really put your blood, sweat, and tears, and you believe in something, like, and you know you're right with God and your alignment's there, dude, and your heart is pure,
Right.
back to the pureness, is that it'll align when the time is right.
Exactly.
It's not, you don't have to do nothing. Like I told you before, I really mean that. It's new though.
Yeah.
Like what's gonna come to me is gonna come to me. That's not, don't think that just, oh, hey, he's talking. That took time to
Yeah.
really
Yeah.
understand what that meant.
Do you think it stemmed from you trying to force things to happen on your own timing, and then you just got humbled at one point?
Yeah, so like, okay, so back to kind of why I wanted to do the podcast, right? So I ended up going to Good Guys, but I just ended up going back though. But
Right.
6 months ago, let's go back to July, right?
Right.
I ended up leaving Good Guys, bro.
Right.
So everyone's like, what? What are you doing? You know, like, what are you thinking?
Right.
And what they didn't get at the time was I had a boss that I just didn't get along with. We just didn't click. And I was more stressed than I wasn't.
Yeah.
And at the time, the podcast was, we didn't know what it was, but we were under the impression that we possibly had like a sponsorship thing going.
Right.
And so we thought once again, I put all these numbers in my head and my timing on my plans.
Right.
So I was like, oh, if they gave this person or this company or this organization this, they're going to give us this.
Right. Yeah.
And so I started putting the numbers in my head that were not real. And so when you talk about like faith or timing and all that, I assumed that at the time I was thinking like, did I just do this on my own?
Right.
And make this decision? And I wasn't really thinking or hearing God or feeling that God was going to have me.
Right.
And I really thought like, man, like you are delusional. You are crazy. You are what they say you are.
Right.
And then boom, like the 6 months hit, bro. And then I got a call to go back to Good Guys. So then I was like, once again, not my timing.
Right.
Not,
Right.
not my plan.
Right.
Not my, it's all the Lord's, bro. And so cause I'm telling you guys right now, bro. So everyone out there can understand this. Like when it comes to faith, like I literally God let me have 6 months of me thinking that I actually didn't hear him.
Right.
Because I was like, oh, it's just me then.
Yeah.
Because I literally gave up a career, basically, a good paying job, bro. And then hitting the streets, I'm telling you right now, I understand the struggle.
Yes.
I truly can sit here and tell you, if I'm talking to a person and we're having a podcast and they're like, nah, bro, I'm this. I'm like, I understand. They're like, no, you don't. Like, I understand. And they're like, no, you don't. I understand. At one point, bro, this is how much God humbled me. We were in the welfare line pretty much. We were trying to get assistance, so food stamps,
Right.
and the the money back.
Yeah.
Right.
So then growing up in the field that I grew up in, bro, like nothing about parties, but let's just go about personalities.
Right.
Yeah.
I was part of a personality that was gonna probably put that person down. That's on
Right.
assistance.
Right.
And I and so people that you know me prior, I probably would have been that person, putting that person down.
Yep.
Yeah.
And so now you're in the eyes of that person that needs the help, and you're hearing the conversation. But when you talk about God putting you in a certain situation, he really like isolated me, and so I didn't have time to hear the judgment about what I was doing.
Right.
Right.
And it was like more when I did have a conversation, I thought like, does God really want me to be on assistance?
Right.
Because I want to chase a podcast that I think I want. And,
Right.
And then, like I said, I was literally to my last moment, bro. I was gonna take a $17 an hour job, which is not bad if you make that. But at the time, we need to be at income wise
Right.
for our mortgage and our bills. I just need to make a certain amount of money.
Right.
And when good guys came, it was just like, okay,
Yeah.
this is.
It was a free trial of letting you think you had it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it was like I said, it just really felt like, man, God's timing is perfect. You got to have faith. You got to trust, and everything will align the way it's supposed to. You know,
way
like
it's supposed to.
this podcast, where we're going in the future. Like I said, I don't have a fighting background,
Right.
but yet I'm heavily involved in the fight game right
Yeah,
now. And
yeah.
respect to everyone out there in the fight game. You know, like I said, shout out 559 Fights. Shout out to Big Dog Bare Knuckle. Shout out to like all the coaches, all the gyms. You know, like all the wrestlers, all the athletes. You know, like. It's them truly that has made Inside the Pod with Louis even be relevant, you know,
Right.
because at the end of the day, like we're covering them, bro.
Yeah.
Like, and I think I trip out because wrestling in the Valley we have Buchanan's #1 in the nation, not even the state, bro, the nation.
Nation is crazy.
And that's right here in our backyard.
Right.
And no one's really covering them.
Right.
And it's kind of like, I don't know why.
It kind of makes it feel like this is the reason why a lot of growing talent and skill set doesn't get amplified the way it needs to be. So being that podcast to be able to do that, to showcase it,
Yeah.
being the forefront of it all, that's amazing, man. That
Well, I
is
mean,
amazing.
same to you guys, dude. You guys had Ralph on, right?
Yeah.
From The Voice.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm gonna be honest. Nothing against Ralph, but I probably wouldn't have found out who he was, unless the support started really pouring in the Valley.
Right.
And then I was like, oh shoot, this guy can really sing. And I mean, he went all the way and almost did it. But at the end of the day, you know, I bet you the lessons he learned along, you know, it's probably, you know, priceless, right?
Yeah, yeah, 1,000%. He met Jerry Dyer just recently.
Oh, I just saw that. Yeah.
Yeah, and he got his own day.
And that's amazing.
That's
you know? And I
crazy.
think people like Ralph, like yourself, like us, like these athletes that we cover, the people you guys interview, the talent, you don't know who's gonna make it, bro.
Yeah.
You don't know who's gonna be what one day, or even if they didn't, like they're still putting their effort in to do
Right.
it. And I think that as I growing, like you don't understand people's career changes at the age of 39.
Yeah, yeah.
I think that's like a statistic. Like your career is gonna change at 39. Well, mine came at 33. But at the time, I just didn't know it was gonna be. I mean, I still
Yeah.
don't really know. I mean, I just went back to Good Guys, right? But
Right.
I mean, it's gonna be this, man. Like that's you gotta just know that. Like at the end of the day, it may not be our time here, but if you're really truly following the Lord,
Right.
once again, this is what I love about God is like the minute you're about to give up, He just gives you, something enough to be like, look it, I'm here.
Yep.
Yeah.
Like, just trust me.
Yep.
And so I feel like 2026 is gonna be good. You know.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to it.
I hope so, man. I'm looking forward to it for you. That's an amazing thing. And having a podcast in the Central Valley, just growing up in the 559, podcast wasn't popular. I mean, let's think about it like this. What other podcast did you know of in 2023 here in the Central Valley?
None. I couldn't think of
Can't
any.
even think of it. Can't even think of it. Now you are the creator and the host of one of the most known podcasts here in the 559.
Yeah.
And you're showcasing people who need that voice, who need that platform, who are like, hey, bro, I just want to be seen. I've been doing baseball all my life. Like, I just want to get out there. All I need is somebody to see the
Yeah.
skill that I got. You might be the reason somebody hits the NFL. You might be the reason somebody hits the NBA. And that's priceless alone. And think about what's going to happen, what kind of legacy you leave after the fact in 20, 15, 10 years when an athlete comes over and be like, or during an interview, they might even be on an interview with Joe Rogan at some point and be like, nah, man, I remember this dude named Lou. Louis had a podcast where I was growing up from, and he actually like spotlighted me during one of my early games, and
Yeah.
it helped me get to this point now. It's going to pay off, bro.
And at the end of the day, it's a blueprint. I always talk
Yeah.
about it, that it's a blueprint that you're leaving behind, because then somebody can be 5 years from now and be like, damn, I was on this
Yep.
podcast. Look, they go back to it and they're able to rewatch it and re-see it, and whether they become pro or whether they don't become nothing, you know. But to say that that is something etched in their history book as well, where they can tell their kids and be like, I used to be an artist.
Yeah.
I used to do this.
I got an interview. Look at the interview.
Look at this.
Yeah, yeah. It's crazy.
I think that's exactly what it is. Like you said, I think when people think of me, hopefully in 10, 15 years, it's that, hey, man, that guy, he talked about Jesus. You know, like he, because if they knew me before, bro, you'd have met me 4 years ago. Compared to the person I am today, like you're gonna know like God is real, you know, like and he's there for you. And I just think my message would be like, as big as we grow, as long as I can sit there and I can say that I give everyone a little Jesus piece, I owe you one. I gave you one though, right?
Yeah, I still have it.
And I just feel like it's not about me, bro. Like it's about me, who I cover, and it's about me spreading his you know, his glory, not me. You know, anything, it's all for him. And I think when, like you said, it's real raw and authentic. And when you generally meet people, like when we meet off camera and we're talking to people, like I feel like I'm the same guy on camera than I am off. Like I'm not. You're not gonna get something that's not what it is. But I think it's because I had to go through what I had to go through.
Yes.
You know, because I wasn't the nicest person prior.
Right.
You know, and I don't believe in karma, bro, as a Christian, but I believe in you reap what you sow.
Yes.
So if you're gonna reap bad or be bad, more than likely bad is gonna come.
Something's
If
gonna come, yeah.
you know you're gonna be good or you're good to people, in the right time, the good will come to you.
Exactly.
And then your harvest will be reaped good. You know. So I feel like,
A good deed never goes unpunished.
Right.
yeah,
But don't do it expecting.
Exactly.
Don't be good expecting.
yeah, no, for sure. Because then it's like, now you're just being selfish.
Yeah, it wasn't wholeheartedly.
Yeah. But I liked what you said earlier. You brought up the real, raw, and authentic, and about podcasts. So I had a funny thing about you guys had Isaiah Washington on, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
And we're talking about lives earlier from TikTok, right? And the cool thing is, like, I ended up landing Isaiah through a TikTok live. You know, so shout out to Isaiah. I know he's in Texas right now.
Yeah.
But
we miss you, Isaiah. Come
so
back,
he
please.
came on always repping Fresno, and I liked that I had never had a comedian on, and I was like, okay, I'm tapping into wrestling, you know, I'm tapping into the fight game. We're doing our thing that's not really pushed in the valley, but and it's funny. I've always wanted to say, okay, I'm gonna go to Hollywood and hit the clubs.
Yeah.
But I'm like, if we could have it here in the valley,
Yep.
Yeah.
and hit, you know, a spot, like why not promote the? So any comedians out there, like, you know,
Yeah.
come on here on Broke Boys and
Speaking of,
hit up inside the Pavalu.
did you see the comedian that was here just yesterday at the
Trevor
one thing?
Wallace?
Trevor Wallace came out here.
And not only him, but who was the other dude?
Gary Owen.
Gary Owen.
They were at Cockies.
They were here.
Dude, blew my mind. I seen the
Well,
post yesterday. I was like, no
Mike
way.
from Warner's, he
Yeah.
was he told us like, yeah, like they're gonna have a
Brother. Completely flew over my head.
Yeah.
And I was like, is that true? I was like, wait a minute.
So you
there's
guys
no
knew that
way.
was gonna happen,
Yeah.
Bro.
and you guys didn't.
Bro, I didn't know. I
Oh
forgot.
no, I can't. Like I wanted to, but
Oh.
there's no way that I was gonna be able to make it. But
Man.
But you could have had the opportunity to be there.
yeah,
But it just
Bro.
goes to show the thing that you're looking for, to bring the comedy clubs here instead of reaching out to LA.
Mike
and
Mike
stuff.
is doing that, bro.
Yeah,
Mike
yeah.
is incredible. He's
Yeah.
a great dude, and he deserves like a lot of respect. I mean,
Yeah.
that's
You guys
how.
had him on the pod.
No,
Not yet.
no, not
Not
yet,
yet.
not yet.
Mike's
But
a
he's
really
the
genuine
he's the supervisor, right, of all Warners or something like that.
He
He's responsible
oversees it.
to oversee a lot of the things.
Yeah, but he's a very genuine guy. The same way that we pretty much have the same conversations with you is how we talk with Mike, and he's given us opportunities that, oh my God, man. Anyways,
No, but back
Yeah.
real quick to Isaiah though. We talked about Isaiah in there. I don't watch podcasts, bro.
yeah,
Like I don't watch any podcasts.
yeah. Which
I
that's
watched the
crazy,
one with
too.
Isaiah.
That's crazy.
And it threw me off with him.
Really?
Because I was thinking about like, because he had told me like, I don't really want to, he had done back to back. He's like, I really don't want to talk about what I just talked about, but
Right.
I'm down. It's your show. Like, let's do it.
Yeah.
And I was like, no, I'll watch the Broke Boys one and I'll kind of chime off. And then
Right.
I didn't feel like I was myself because I was like,
trying to
oh,
dodge around.
He already
He already
has to-
talked about
Yeah.
this, you know? And so I thought the conversation still flowed good, but I just thought, this is why I don't watch podcasts.
Right.
But I mean, I want to eventually expand my knowledge because I don't know any podcasters really, bro. Besides Joe Rogan.
Joe Rogan, yeah.
The Call Her Daddy podcast because my wife watches it. But I
Right.
mean, like the big ones, but the
Yeah.
ones that are like just that are doing their thing, by the way. Like, everyone does their thing. Like, what I learned about podcasts is that you can get it out and you push them out, especially weekly. I think you guys were one time doing twice a week.
I was doing twice a week.
It was,
Bro, that's
was
like
busy.
props, bro. Like,
Thank you,
it's
man.
not
Thank you.
easy to get up. Like, that's what I said.
And that's what it was. Is that I'm just the people that know me know that I'm so driven.
Yes.
No matter what, it doesn't matter. Like, my mentality, my mental discipline is set in stone.
Yeah.
It's stubborn at some point too. But I'm just so driven, and that's just, I guess my ambition is like, okay, I see everybody posting once a week, once a month. What's something different? Twice a week. And then I started being more strategic with, like, okay, if I post it on Sundays, you know, people are going to listen to it on Monday. Tuesday off, they're listening to something else. Wednesday, they're listening to something else. Boom, I'm going to drop on Thursday.
Yep.
That way everybody's able to listen. And that's just how I went strategically thinking over and over again of a lot of things and I wanted to showcase and put out as many episodes as I can. And again, it just goes back to that mental discipline that I had. It was like, fuck, we would be filming like 4 episodes a weekend sometimes.
Bro,
And it's
it
just
would
like,
be back to back to back. Like, I remember we were in the studio literally all day, just episode after episode after episode. And
like, you just had guests and
like,
it
we had
would
a
just be
time
us.
frame.
Yeah.
We had, what was the most we had in one day? Was it 3?
The 3.
I think it was 3 in one
3.
single day. And I mean, the editing process, I couldn't. I'm sorry, brother. I don't know how you did it, but
That was tough.
you edit your own videos.
Yeah, I edit my own
That's
videos.
like right there. I'm gonna tell you guys right now, that's hard.
it takes a lot, especially when the episodes are not just 30 minutes, 45, an hour and a half. Having to find dead zones, spaces you got to fill in, and oh my goodness, it's rough.
Yeah.
How did you learn how to edit though?
All by myself.
Yeah, he did.
I
from the
literally
ground
just
up.
YouTube?
No, I literally sat there and I was just like, all right, I didn't have money for a movie,
iMovie, yeah,
ad movie or something like that. I didn't have money for Adobe Player or
Premiere.
Premiere. So I was just like, well, what's the one thing? And then CapCut, it was free, so I downloaded it on my desktop. And then that's when I really sat there and I was just like, I need to figure this out.
Right.
I've been doing audio for so long, I need to switch over to video. And that's when I was really like pushing and adamant and trying to figure it out. And again, that goes back to my mental, because I was sitting there and I sat there for like 8 hours looking at this fucking screen, trying to figure out how to edit, had no idea. Finally, once I figured it out and I was like, okay, this is how you do this, this is how you do this. My first edit took me like an entire day to figure it out.
Yeah.
After the second one, it took less. After the third one, much less. And then now I'm like, I can edit like nothing.
Yeah.
And it goes back to just practicing, figuring it out on your own. If there was ways, like, I wish I could research and do, you know, I'm gonna look on TikTok, you know, how
Right.
people do it. Because then, you know, everything's on TikTok. You can figure out how to edit. You can figure out how to do all these special effects. And it makes it easier. And literally just, your teacher is your phone.
Yeah.
You can find anything on your phone.
Honestly, the only way I learned how to edit videos was just trial and error. Because at first I didn't even start on
You can edit
CapCut.
too.
So like, if you watch almost any of the promo videos that we have, like not the recent ones, those ones he's been editing, but like promo videos for Never Trusted that we've made, promo videos for like the car stuff that I do, a lot of that is edited by me. Now, my editing style is different from his. He does the long-term episode editing. I do like the short-term, like maybe 20-second long, 30-second long videos just for promos and stuff. But I started off using Instagram editor, like way back when they first started implementing music into it. And it would take me forever. I remember those days, bro. I'd be sitting in my car after filming, and I'm sitting here trying to put these clips together. My phone gets hot, and it starts lagging.
His phone would start overheating, and it was hot.
It was hot,
It was
bro.
hot.
It was hot, and I would have to get out of the app, plug my phone into the charger, let it sit for a little bit, and be like, all right, I got the blueprint. Now I just got to go in, do it quick, and then fine tune it, and I would post it, and it would be good. And then he actually influenced me to get into CapCut because he was just like, bro, like Instagram doesn't really have everything that you need. Like CapCut has more in-depth editing like skills that you can use. And so I was like, bro, but like I don't want to use CapCut. Like I'm loyal to my Instagram editor, and I finally did it. I listened, and it helps. Every time I make an edit now, I still implement Instagram. I do both of it.
Yeah, I do both as well. I switch back and forth.
Because unfortunately, ever since the TikTok ban, it
The
kind of
update and all that
and
kind of
it
fucked
messed
it
up
up.
being able to import TikTok audio. So, but
Yeah.
no, editing it's a hard process. Anybody who's into podcasting or videography or anything like that, like they know what it takes to sit down in front of that computer screen.
Even an
for hours.
influencer, bro, like to
Yeah.
sit there for hours and trying to figure out an edit. Like I give props to anybody that
Yeah.
does anything with social media because I
Yeah.
know what it takes. I know how long it is, and then sometimes like you get so fixated on like fuck,
Yeah.
I don't like how this sound. Let me tweak it, or I don't like how I looked at this one.
I'm telling
and you
you.
get so critical and like you overanalyze everything. I
Yes.
get it. My best advice for that is just post it.
Yeah.
Even if it's not perfect, just post it anyways.
Right.
Because again, you're just learning as you go.
You're
And
gonna-
that's just how I do it now.
You're gonna
It's
learn
like,
from your
That's what I'm doing
experience.
now. I just post the wrestling matches that we do.
Yeah.
I still got to post like, because my store sucks on the connection. So like I got to only post 3 videos today. But so when I get home tonight, that's what I'll probably do. Like just post the rest of them. But they're just like shot from an iPhone camera. Like,
Yeah.
and that's
but
all you
you're
need.
getting it, you know?
I'm gonna be honest with you. All the content I've ever shot for like any car video that I've made was all on my iPhone.
Yeah.
The promo videos that I've made all on the iPhone. It did. At the end of the day, bro, if you got a 4K camera, you're good.
Crazy part is if you end up doing a car meet, you're gonna end up doing it in my parking lot.
Listen, Akari, if you boys are watching this video, host another meet at that shop. It's so crazy how small the world is because you working at that Good Guys, and I never knew you, but my guys that are a part of Akari ended up hosting meets there, and it's down the street from my job now. So crazy how that plays a part. Now we're meeting.
I forgot the guy's name, but he reaches out a lot. He used to reach out about twice, and he asked to borrow the parking lot. You know, so we like that. It's respectful. Like,
Yeah. The thing about the car culture here in Fresno, well, I can't speak for everybody, but
Right.
for the majority of the groups that are still out there trying to do it, we're very respectful. We don't just go over and try and take over your parking lot just to be like, oh, we're going to host a car meet over here and throw your address online. Most of the car meets that you see being posted right now are genuinely being given access. People are like collaborating with businesses and being like, listen, I got a huge car club that can bring attention and customers to your business.
I was just gonna say, like, hey,
Let's just work something together.
work something out.
Exactly.
And we don't ask for money. We don't cooperate in terms of like trying to set up business deals. It's just, hey, if you allow us to give us a spot to host these car meets at, so that way we don't have to worry about police coming in and kicking us out. We're not being a nuisance. We're not revving. We're not being extra loud. Shoot, there's been times we get vendors out there, pop-up food vendors that actually are trying to make money. They come to the events. The place that we got the parking lot from is getting business from us and the food vendors that pulled up. So it's a win-win all the way around.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? A lot of people in the car scene or a lot of people outside of that.
Like
don't see
doing
it.
like an event, huh?
Yeah,
Yeah.
You know what would be kind of cool? Like if we did like a customer thing at the shop.
Yeah.
And you guys did the car.
Yeah.
And then we can do like vendors.
Yep.
And we could charge them to use the parking lot.
Yep.
And then maybe we could donate that money to like a charity or
What's
something.
crazy is the first podcast that my car club is the first car club to have a podcast done here in the Central Valley.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what it was for. We went to Sanger West High School and we ended up doing a car meet for the volleyball team. And we actually donated a lot of that money all of the money to the school.
What we can do is like what's cool is we can put like a bunch of the school names in a hat, and then we could draw it on a live, and then whatever we make on the meet, whatever we make on it, we can donate to a
The
school or an
charitable event.
athlete,
Yeah.
you know? And it'll be from Broke Boys and Inside the Pawalu.
That'd be tight, man.
be down
Let
with
us
it.
know.
Yeah.
We got that.
Maybe Good Guys as well.
Good Guys as well, of
Shout out
course,
to
of
Good
course.
Guys.
Shout
you know?
out.
But I think that's a good idea, man. I just chimed off of you, but I was
Yeah.
like, because I'm like, I got to do something too.
Yeah.
Like, I got to get promo right now to Good Guys.
It's always good to give back to the community. My car club's done stuff for Valley Children's over at Walmart and Clovis several times. We're really more oriented towards giving back to the kids, man. Same thing with just anybody like that we've worked with. I don't think there's a single like entity that we've worked with, a big entity that we worked with that wasn't giving back.
Right.
And that's just what I love about the community. That's what I love about Fresno is the fact that even though we've got a platform for ourselves, we're not trying to be all like Mr. Hollywood, like, oh, I'm too big for y'all, I'm too good for y'all. A lot of us are humble. A lot of us understand, like, well, we came from places that wasn't the greatest. We understand what it's like trying to grind and make a name for yourself. So I'll give you my platform to do what you need to and we can make ends meet together.
Absolutely. And that's why I think we got so many opportunities because we stayed being ourselves. We didn't let egos drive us. We didn't let none of that shit affect anything that we want to accomplish and anything that we want to do, which is key importance why we still want to showcase our city and not leave and showcase these artists, showcase everybody. Doesn't matter if they have 10 followers or 10,000 followers.
Right.
Everybody's all the same to us.
Right.
What we do is for, like I said, back to alignment and what we're doing, who we're doing it for. When it comes to the youth, like it's, for me, it's just something that I feel like I'm barely putting the pieces together. But I went from one area where you're already in trouble. Not saying there's no hope.
Yeah.
But you're there. You know, frequent flyer.
Yeah.
Whatever. I'm not saying you can't change. Once again.
Right.
But it's like, why can't we just catch them when they're young, and
Right.
we can teach them.
Right.
And everyone has different experiences, and the influencers you interact with. It just, when you generally meet the good ones, like, not saying I'm saying I have been fortunate to say I haven't met anyone bad.
Right.
I've just heard stories, but you meet the bad ones and the good ones, and when you meet the good ones, it's like you could really do something big. You could really
Yeah.
align. Like,
Yeah.
Fresno's a lot of talent, dude, and there's also a lot of poverty. There's also a lot of people that need help, and I think there's people don't want to speak up. They don't want to talk about it. That's why I felt like I wanted to come on and let people know, like, I've been there, bro. Like, God has put me through every type of trial you could imagine.
Right.
And then you could easily ask about me, like, you've been in my home. I'm humble. It's a nice home, though.
Right.
I've been blessed. It's nothing to do with me. And it's like, that's why when I went through the suffering, it's like, look where I'm suffering at.
Right. Right.
Like, I would go and do God had me on this, I would do walks, like, religiously, bro. Sometimes twice a day.
Right.
Just to clear my mind. Because, mind you, I'm not working.
Yeah.
And I'm not used to not working.
Yeah.
I worked most of my life. I can't say that there's some in between, but I'm usually working. And not only, like, 8 hours, but I'm talking 12, 16 hours, So I got, like, this is racing, bro.
Right.
So I'm going on these walks, and then I start meeting these different people. And I feel like everything was for a reason. Everything was for purpose. And it started really putting me in perspective in the last 6 months, too. It was like, well, what is the purpose of this podcast?
Right.
Is it for me to be a famous influencer?
Right.
Is it for me to make a lot of money?
Right.
Or is it for me to really make a difference?
Right.
And really say that, hey, I really care. And I really want to help.
Right.
Because I want to.
Right.
But then it's like, am I taking credit for me? Or am I giving it to... And it's like, how are you doing it? And I think when I was going through the bottom, and I'd have conversations, bro, great conversations with people I wish I could just record.
Right.
And it's like, I'm in the garage telling these great conversations. This is what I'm right now. I feel like I'm hot right now, right? And it's like, and I'm telling these guys, like, bro, like, this is what we got to do. This is that. And it's like, but we can say that when you're at the bottom, though.
Yeah.
When you have nothing.
Yeah.
Because you're like, what else there's nothing
you
but
do?
hope, bro.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
And I think the thing is, the Lord never let me hit rock bottom.
Right.
Because rock bottom to me is having nothing, bro.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, even if you have your faith, you still have that.
Right.
You could be homeless with no money, no nothing. But I never had that. But God put me close to where I smelled it.
Right.
And I'm like, okay, I don't like that smell.
Yeah.
I don't like that feeling. And I think one of the most underrated blessings there can be, bro, is to be in a home that's paid for. Where I'm talking about your light, your water, your internet, your phone bills, like, and you got food.
Yeah.
And the luxury and the blessing, the extra, the gratitude are just is you can take your kids to have a burger at McDonald's, bro.
Man.
And I think, like, coming from the way I was raised, I was very spoiled, bro. My grandparents and, my family always had me spoiled, So I can't sit here and say, oh, I struggle because of, I chose that 6 months to be where I was at. So when people talk to me, they're like, I don't want to hear your story. Like, you chose, you were at a good job and you left a good job and, like, you chose this.
Yeah.
And so it's like, it's hard to argue when at the moment you're going through something, you feel like you're being a better person or you're being put through these tests that you would have never had that mindset or that, I guess, capability to think that way.
Right.
And God allowed me to do it. And I did it with the people I needed to do it with. And certain people in this season showed me their colors. So I think when we do get where we're going to go or whatever, what's for us is that you know who to mess with and who not to,
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I think that's what we talked about last time too. Is like because I told you the beginning of the journey and how hard it was and figuring things out on my own. which it would, which sucks, you know, that you have to select yourself with the people that you want. But when you surround yourself with people that believe in you and you surround with people that really more uplift you and inspire you to do better, then you start elevating on your own as well.
No, yeah, 100%. And it's not back to timing, back to alignment,
Yeah.
back to what you're doing. I mean, you may think what you're doing right now is something that maybe God's like, no, I have something bigger.
You know, it's funny you say that. I've received that same message or that same wake-up call or reminder, however you want to call it, several times. If I gave you my resume right now, you'd be like, bro, where are you going? Where's the next pit stop? I received that calling like, no, this is a pit stop for right now. You've got bigger things to accomplish. And it keeps happening. It's not something that I choose to do. It's not something where I'm just like I don't get tired of where I work at. It's more or less just if I know I have more potential, I know I can do more, I'm gonna reach that means of it. And I mean, it's easy to get caught up in a day in a life of just working a 9 to 5 just constantly. It's easy to just be like, I'll be comfortable right here. But every now and then I get woken up like, hey, time's ticking. You got more potential. Keep going. Keep moving. This isn't the last stop. Keep going.
Yeah.
And that's I've reached it just in this past week, which is, again, timing is crazy. This past week is when I got that wake up call again. And so now I'm
Not crazy, bro. It's the Lord.
It's the
It
Lord.
happens
It's the
alignment.
Lord.
Everything happens for a reason. you
Yeah.
know?
And I'm grateful for it because it happens at the perfect time. I had a long, 2-hour conversation with my mom. Me and my mom don't really talk as much as we used to. And I'm close to my mother. Like that, I'll kill for that woman. But we had a long 2-hour long conversation and it just kind of opened everything up and it made me view like, oh, okay, this is what's going on. Okay, so God's knocking at that door again, telling me, hey, bro, it's time again, let's go. So it's crazy timing again.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. I want to ask you something. Well, both of you guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When you're on a podcast and you have the guest and because you were on mine as a guest, was it hard for you not to want to ask questions to me?
Yeah.
Because I wanted to pick that apart so much, dude. But I'm like, it's not your show, bro. You're just the guest.
I'm going to be honest with you. Yeah.
It's hard because you're sitting there and you're just like, you want to take control of it, and then you're like, hold on, this isn't mine. This is
And
not
I'm in the
mine.
middle, bro. So I'm like,
I'm going to be honest with you. And I have to catch myself sometimes. I'm like, hey, it's not my episode. I got to refocus it back to him. But I think that's what makes it genuine again.
Yeah.
It's just remembering this is a conversation. Somebody might not even be watching. They're just listening to it.
Yeah, 100%.
And they can relate to something that Martin says that maybe we haven't spoken about or we don't relate to. I just let the conversation flow the way it's supposed to.
yeah, no, I like it to be real raw and authentic.
Yeah.
Sometimes, like I said, I could go on a rant, and then it's like, but then I start hearing yours, and I start hearing yours, and it's like, okay, maybe I just is my time. But so it's just you're getting caught up in a good conversation. But now back to real fast. I want to touch on of who we meet. I think that comes down to today. We both kind of were like, whatever's gonna come to us too. I think when you're out there trying to make it happen, that's where you can make the mistake.
Yeah.
Because now, I think my mistake initially was trying to get everybody on, but maybe everyone wasn't gonna align with me.
Right.
Maybe the conversation wasn't gonna be what it is, and doesn't mean I don't want to work with them. It's I'm just been blessed to say we are busy.
Right.
I went from thinking we have no guest to we just have a lot of options, and I feel like it's a blessing, to say, hey, I have options to do. And I got in the habit of asking everybody hey, we need to get you on a podcast. Hey, we need to get you on a podcast. And then you get enough. Yeah. So then you get called out.
Right.
You're like, hey, what's up with that podcast? And you're
Right.
like, but I think that's why I'm clearing things up on here on your show. It's it's not that we don't want to. I think it's just once the infrastructure can get a little bit more, let's say flowing, the way, you have, I was telling you, what did I tell you today? I go, I need me a partner kind of. I need me someone that's there to, you got a team, back to team. We talked about it. Right now it's me and my wife, definitely. But if to add that extra to where it's, we're sturdy.
Yeah.
Right now we're trying to hold each other up. So it's
And it takes time, bro. I think I'm blessed for the people that are helping me.
For sure.
Because this takes a minute. I'm super blessed that Caesar comes out and he helps me, and he's amazing. He's
Yeah,
a
shout out
legend.
to Caesar, man.
Shout out Caesar.
Shout you out.
Shout
man.
out to Between Pods.
I'm looking forward to seeing the clip, my boy.
He's fucking amazing, man. And I respect him and I give him the utmost. And honestly, with everybody that I've had, Chango, Ivan and Juan, DJ, of course, and
PC.
DJ's friend Isaac. Again, there's a lot of people that are key factors that without any of their support and any of their help, I wouldn't be here.
Right.
And it takes a lot of people to help run a ship. It can't be by itself.
Takes a village.
Takes a village.
Takes a village, man.
Yeah. Well, you gave shout outs, bro. Now I have to give. So now I got to give a shout out to one of our editors, Matt. Shout you out, Matt. Thank you. I appreciate you. All that you do. And just everyone that's been rocking with Inside the Pawaloo, bro. Like, I know a lot of people, like, there's a lot of you guys behind the scenes and they don't want to be mentioned, because they just want to say that they're part of the journey. So just, who you are, and we really appreciate you. And like I said, just the people that subscribe, Bill, listen, and actually want to hear us. And it really feels great that we're able to bring the 559 and bring it out to, now we're hitting states.
Yeah.
Because we did Doc B. We did a kid in Colorado, bro. I got people following me from,
There you go.
and they're like, what's this? What's that? And it's kind of cool. Like, I want to get the one thing that I will say is, and it's kind of a funny story, but it's like, we were at a restaurant, right? In-N-Out Burger. And one of the guys was like, hey, you're that guy. And I just was like, he's like, yeah, you podcasted with Coach Jenkins. So shout out to Coach Jenkins, the new coach at San Joaquin Memorial. And then I was funny, I was telling my wife, I was like, hey, like, let's hide on the corner. Like, I'm too popular. I'm just joking. But it just felt cool. Like, to finally, like, hey, get recognized. Like, okay, wow, we're really doing something, you know? And
that's part of your blessing that you've been creating, man.
Making a difference, bro.
And I mean, you guys probably get hit up quite often, right?
I don't. Not really.
Every now and then.
He gets more than I do.
Yeah, there's, and I love that. I love that feeling. I love that,
bro.
I'm going to be honest with you. And just to piggyback off of the shout outs, shout out to those who don't really speak up about watching the episodes, but they watch it anyways.
Yeah.
Recently, I had a childhood friend of mine that reached out and let me know, like, hey, like, I'm proud of you. Like, you've been doing your thing. I've been watching your moves. Like, it's amazing seeing you grow and all the different aspects of life that you have been showing and showcasing. And I was like, you've been watching me this whole time? Like, it blew my mind, because I was just like, dude, there's people out there that won't say a word.
Yeah.
That you would not anticipate. There's somebody out there watching this on their TV screen in their living room right now. Somebody's eating canes in their bedroom at 3-finger combo,
Canes
Bob style, watching this episode.
Raising Canes, please.
Shout out you, bro. Shout out you for real. And I just feel like without the audience, we wouldn't really be anything.
Absolutely. I'm blessed for every single one of the subscribers, everybody who's supported the channel since it first started. Everybody from Spotify, the Spotify family, I appreciate you guys. Asked to take a picture, asked to record.
Please.
There's nothing wrong with it.
Please.
But when you come up to me, you're just like, that's like the most awkward interaction. Then you don't even say hi. Like, bro, I'll tell you about that story.
Yeah, please, bro. 'Cause I got to hear that.
I'm not going to blast it. But
Nah, for sure. We'll keep it
There's
respectful.
nothing wrong with it. I'm not going to charge you. I'm not going to dick about it either. But it's just funny. It's funny when you catch them too and they're from the distance and they're just like, look who I see over here. But it's a blessing, and it's such an honor to have you on. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. And thank you for having me.
Before we go ahead and we wrap this episode up, is there anything else that you would like to tell everybody watching?
No, just once again, like, shout out to you guys. Thank you for having me. First time being a guest on a podcast. You guys are doing your thing. Broke Boys of Fresno. First discovered you in the summer. You did the Lake interview. Mm-hmm. And we were doing our season 2 debut with Coach Tom Herman. And so shout out to him. We were out there in Bass Lake, and that's when I was like, oh, shoot. And then you were on the road. Well, that's when I had at the time, we kind of had like a little, like kind of a team in a way. Mm-hmm. And, shout out to Matt again. He went out there, set everything up. That's how I know setup is crazy. And saw you guys doing your thing, bro. And I started watching you. We started following each other, and then started seeing what you guys were doing, the scene you guys were kind of creating. And it's like I said, it's not necessarily what we're doing, but we're trying to do the same thing. Yeah, it's not, we're trying to support. You got the music, and you got the influencers. You're at events. You guys are still doing the thing this summer for Christmas. You guys did your thing. I mean, that was a blessing in disguise, right? And what I told you, maybe next year, if time aligns and back to alignment, Inside the Pawaloo could probably do something with you guys this coming up here for sure.
Happily.
And but it's like we're doing similar things for the community, And I think that's the big thing here is that, like I said, if you guys have a dream, have the faith, you know, don't give up, consistency. Don't let people tell you that you can't do something. And it's not easy. I think the one thing I always tell people is it's easy to say, hard to do. You know, I can say a lot, but what am I doing? You know, and I think that was the one thing that when I had to mature in this time and take accountability for things, is like, I can say a lot, but am I gonna do it?
Right,
You know,
right.
I'm here. We worked.
Yep.
I got out at 5. You know, came here, waited.
Yep.
Not really. You know, doesn't matter where the area is at, but you know, kind of like I said, back to the mindset.
Yeah.
Things are always gonna be okay. You know, and not familiar with things, right? But then
Yeah.
I was like, you know what? I'm be open. Start talking to the owner of next door.
Right,
and
right.
Making connections little by
Yeah.
little. The networking. You know.
Yeah.
But yeah, no. Thank you guys once again, man. This experience was amazing. Felt good being on the opposite side. It was hard.
Yeah.
Not to piggyback off some questions, and especially being in the middle.
Yeah.
Like you know.
Right.
But it was cool, bro. So thank you guys for having me.
thank you.
Of
And nice
course,
meeting
man.
you, and then
Likewise,
me and the
yeah.
homie in the back right here. It's been cool.
Heck yeah.
Thank you guys. Well, thank you guys for staying tuned for another episode. Please go ahead and follow him on all platforms. Please plug in all your social medias.
Yeah, Inside the Pod with Lou, pretty much on TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, Spotify. So we do have Inside the Pod with Lou podcast on Instagram, and that's kind of a funny story later, but we just find us right there and give us a follow and go from there.
Perfect. Well, thank you guys for staying tuned. We love you. Much love. Peace.
Good shit, bro.
Cool, bro.
Good
Appreciate you.
conversation, bro. Good conversations.
Yeah, no, thank you, man. Thank you. I appreciate it.